Hello. It's June 6th and time for Proverbs 6. Okay. Still in the preparation phase. Things to do, how to get wisdom. Talking to your kids. All right. Today it's warnings against foolishness. All right. And more adultery. Big problem back then. Okay. Now, this first section, first 5 verses, is about co-signing for somebody else's loan. All right. Solomon was very much against that. My son, if you have put up security for your neighbor, if you have shaken hands and pledged for a stranger, you have been trapped by what you said, ensnared by the words of your mouth. So do this, my son, to free yourself. Since you have fallen into your neighbor's hands, go to the point of exhaustion and give your neighbor no rest. Allow no sleep to your eyes, no slumber to your eyelids. Free yourself like a gazelle from the hand of a hunter, like a bird from the snare of the fowler. How would you do that once you've already signed? I don't know. But don't co-sign for other people's loan. He's very adamant about that. He talks about that over and over again. Okay. 6, 7, and 8. Go to Ghent, you sluggard, consider its ways and be wise. It has no commander, no overseer or ruler, yet it stores its provisions in summer and gathers its food at the harvest. All right. Ants never stop working. And they don't have a hierarchy. They don't have a government, right? There's a queen, but they call it a queen. They don't call it a queen. We call it a queen, okay? That's the egg layer, okay? They take care of the egg layer because that's where the rest of their members come from, right? They're always working. They never stop, do they? And how long will you lie there, you sluggard? When will you get up from your sleep? A little sleep, a little slumber, a little falling of the hands to rest, and poverty will come on you like a thief, and scarcely like an armed man. There's something else he says over and over and over again, right? Okay, driving that point home. 12. A troublemaker and a villain, who goes about with a corrupt mouth, who winks maliciously with his eyes, signals with his feet, and motions with his fingers. We call these scammers today, right? Who plots evil with deceit in his heart. He always stirs up conflict. Therefore, disaster will overtake him in an instant, and he will suddenly be destroyed without remedy. Right? Beware, scammers. That's what waits for you. Okay? Okay. There are 6 things the Lord hates, 7 that are detestable to him. This is pride, okay? But haughty eyes, right? A lying tongue. We'll make these all a different color. Hands that shed innocent blood. A heart that devises wicked schemes. Feet that are quick to rush into evil. A false witness who pours out lies. And a person who stirs up conflict in the community. Where's my highlight at? Not going to let me do that. There you go. Okay. That's gossip, okay? Gossip. The sweet little old lady that's telling you everybody else's business. That's a person stirring up conflict in the community. So, 6 things the Lord hates, 7 that are detestable to God, Adonai. Right? Haughty eyes, looking down on people, liars. Hands that shed innocent blood. Heart that devises wicked schemes, right? It's evil people. Lots of that going on. Feet that are quick to rush into evil, right? Somebody breaks a store window and everybody rushes in to steal stuff. Mhm. A false witness who pours out lies, and a person who stirs up conflict in the community, a gossip. Okay, warnings against adultery, more warnings against adultery. Mhm. My son, keep your father's command and do not forsake your mother's teaching. Bind them always to your heart. Fasten them around your neck. When you walk, they will guide you. When you sleep, they will watch over you. When you awake, they will speak to you. Over and over, he says that, right? For this command is a lamp, this teaching is a light, and correction and instruction are the way of life, keeping you from your neighbor's wife, from the smooth talk of a wayward woman. Man. Do not lust in your heart after her beauty, or let her captivate you with her eyes. For a prostitute can be had for a loaf of bread, but another man's wife preys upon your very life. Okay? That's an important, we'll get back to that. Can a man scoop fire into his lap without his clothes being burned? Can a man walk on hot coals without his feet being scorched? So is he who sleeps with another man's wife. No one who touches her will go unpunished. Mm-hmm. People do not despise a thief if he steals to satisfy his hunger when he is starving. Yet if he's caught, he must pay sevenfold, though it cost him all the wealth of his house. But a man who commits adultery has no sense. Whoever does so destroys himself. Blows and disgrace are his lot. Blows and disgrace. You like that? And his shame will never be wiped away. For jealousy arouses a husband's fury, and he will show no mercy when he takes revenge. He will not accept any compensation. He will refuse a bribe, however great it is. Okay? So, jealousy is the worst kind of anger, right? It's uncontrollable because it involves betrayal of somebody you loved and trusted. Okay? Even the thought of that betrayal can get you very angry. Okay? And that kind of betrayal, right, will not accept any compensation. Okay? Once you've done the deed, no bribe. I'll buy you a new car. I'll buy you a new house. I'll give you $1 million. That's not going to take away that betrayal, right? That jealousy doesn't work. Don't go there in the first place, okay? At 26, up here, a prostitute can be had for a loaf of bread. Okay? They had women that worked back then, okay? They had no choice. They had no husbands, and they had to make money. So they sold themselves, and it was cheap, okay? A prostitute can be had. You're paying a loaf of bread, and that's it. It's not another man's wife. It's not adultery. It's fornication, okay? I mean, the prostitute, if you're married, the prostitute's committing adultery, of course, but you can buy them, right? But another man's wife preys on your very life. Blows and disgrace are his lot. What else are we highlighting here? Let's go to the top, okay? Yeah. Something. I highlighted this because he says this over and over again, okay? Well, not this one, but go to the ant, you sluggard, consider its ways and be wise. It has no commander, no overseer or ruler. Yet it stores its provisions in summer and gathers its food at harvest, right? I got up yesterday to find that the ants had been working very hard in my kitchen. Okay. A little bit of rain and they come inside to do their shopping. With no ruler, no commander. You know, they have scouts and stuff. But this is the one he says over and over again. A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest, and poverty will come on you like a thief, and scarcity like an armed man. Laziness. Laziness. Okay? These are important, okay? There are 6 things the Lord hates, 7 that are detestable to him. The eyes, that's looking down on people. Right? A lying tongue, which nobody likes a liar. Hands that shed innocent blood. There could be animals too, If you people that mistreat an animal, that's innocent blood as well as humans. Think of that. Okay? A heart that devises wicked schemes. Mhm. A note over here for feet, meaning the raging affections which carry a man away in such sort that he cannot tell what he doeth. Feet that are quick to rush into evil. A false witness who pours out lies. Plenty of those around, huh? Screaming from the top of the internet. And a person who stirs up conflict in the community. That's a gossip, okay? A gossip. God hates gossips, okay? Take that to the bank. Okay, cover the rest of those. That is Proverbs 6, and more warning against folly, warning against adultery, and stuff like that. So, picture that. I think we're in John 15 today and are through the New Testament in a year. We do those in the afternoon. But give us a like if you think about it. And tomorrow we'll do it again. See ya.